Hey, it's the Nerdy Sports Fan. We're talking Week 3 NFL action, and we've got the Panthers as 3.5-point favorites against the Cardinals. That seems right to me. I don't bet this game. If I have to pick a team, I would say Carolina, but do we know what Cam Newton's arm is past 10 yards right now? He's woefully inaccurate on anything further than 10 yards down the field. And he's got the power. He's getting the ball downfield. Just not where he wants it to go. So his downfield power has returned from his shoulder injury. His downfield accuracy still not there. It might get there by late in the season, but it's going to be small incremental steps. And based off of how bad it was last week, it's not going to be lights out this week. Okay, it might be a little bit better, but not by much. So the only people worth starting on the Carolina side of things right now that are going to be consistent are Christian McCaffrey and Greg Olsen. McCaffrey because he is the running back and the best receiving target within 5 yards, and Olsen because, well, as a tight end, he's always close to the line of scrimmage. And, he blew up last week. He did great. Cam Newton knows that he has to focus on what works right now. He's a veteran quarterback. He's going to lean on the things that he knows works, and Olsen has always worked for him. So, Olsen, start. And Christian McCaffrey, everybody's starting, obviously. But everybody else, really kind of leave alone. More you're going to want to keep an eye on, because once Newton's accuracy downfield gets better, he's going to put up some numbers. But, just not right now. He's a guy to stow away on your bench. Okay? We'll put it that way. As far as Arizona goes, it looks like David Johnson Jr. finally became a good fantasy running back again. So that's really good to see, because he was pretty terrible more recent years because of how bad the team has been. So I like seeing David Johnson Jr. good again, and that's going to continue. All right, he's going to be a running back too, because he's going up against that Luke Kuechly-led defense that does very, very well against the run. But what options do you see as consistently getting red zone targets over him just running the ball in the red zone? I think David Johnson Jr. gets like 60 to 80 yards and a touchdown. So that's always worth a start, at least as a running back 2 in fantasy football. As far as the receivers go, don't start anybody. Okay, as much as I love the names, I love the story. I like, Kyler Murray just now and again just pops one off, and Kirk, catches 60 yards downfield, or freaking Larry Fitzgerald gets a 35-yard play. It's great to see that is developing, but it's not consistent. So one of them may pop off. I get it, but I don't think it's worth the risk, because one of them's going to pop off and the rest of them are going to be terrible, because it's really dependent on big plays. And you cannot call the big play only going to the big name. That's not how it works. So because they're dependent on the big play right now, the wide receivers you avoid. If you have any other options, put anybody but Cardinals wide receivers out there. But definitely start David Johnson Jr. He's a running back 2. Christian McCaffrey's probably still in that running back 2 range right now because of how bad he did last week, and how people know they have to key in on him because Cam can't beat him downfield. Olsen's a tight end 1. He's a fantastically consistent target, and he is going to get 100-plus yards in this game, I'm sure. He might get a touchdown as well. Again, I don't like this game as far as a bet goes. They're not consistent teams, but if I have to pick somebody, I say the Panthers cover. Panthers are probably going to win just because the Cardinals are young and have a first-year coach, and they haven't really figured out the formula for winning in this league just yet. Eventually, Fitzgerald might lead them to figuring that out, but not now. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and hit me up in the rest of the videos to see who you should be starting for your fantasy team.